Alright. It's random come to 25. The acting isn't that bad, but they kind of failed to make a meaningful narrative in this. That's gotta be hard to do with a conspiracy. Those are typically quite narratologically heavy. 2 Space Prisms, a Bramble Lash, and 2 Glimmers in the base deck. We've got Seraph the Temperate, as well as Fell Wings of Light. Fell with Scourges. Okay, so we may actually want to take an Energy Relic after Daedalus the Professor. Not keen on that, though. I think you'd enjoy it. The game is only a 3... Oh, okay. Only around 3 hours long is easy. Go Thorn Sentient with this, then. It's possible we go Thorn Sentient. Let's see what we get here first, though. Tempered Talisman. We do have all of the Restores and 2 Glimmers in the deck. I'll take it. If you go Spike Sentient, Scourge Fell is easy. That is a good point, well made. But we do have... I mean, okay, so Bramble Lash is obviously pushing me a little in the bristling direction. However, Rejuvenate. We have... 7 core cards in the deck that are already a Rejuvenate trigger. We also have the ability to get morsels that give lifesteal on the Sentient and then get it to go again. Glimmer as well? Yeah, I was counting the Glimmers in the 7. Alright, well, let's actually think about what are we going to do if we do Bristling, right? Okay, so how do if we take Explosive, how do we take care of 2 big dudes? Easily. How do we take care of 1 big dude? Easily. How do we take care of the boss? Easily. How do we take care of Sweep? Possibly with a Sharpen, possibly with a backline Shattered Shell, possibly with some other thing. We do have 2 Glimmers in the deck as well. That is some sweep, although not necessarily consistent. Although we do have them in the deck at the very start, so we have the ability to make them more consistent. They've also already got plus 3s on them, so they are already at the ability to kill Shade Wings and Light Wings and Wilt Wings. Like, they have so much more range than just Sycophants and your other 2 HPs. If we took Sentient, we obviously have all of our sweep. Sorry, Sentient. Bristling. If we took Bristling, we obviously have all of our sweep. We are missing the ability to kill frontliners. We are probably reasonably equal against bosses if we set ourselves up. The Explosive just is more versatile here. It's just so much more versatile. Not enemy unit center with spikes 3. Well, if I never plan to attack, I wonder how much I care. I can play a minion next floor if needed. Okay, good. Whew. Just really wanted the top floor to be handled like that. Okay. Yikes. Not really how I wanted the bottom floor to go there. It's fine. Prevent 2. I can prevent a lot more than that, but we do have a bunch of restores that we're about to draw out of the deck, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Let's overstack this floor with a bunch of Train Stewards. Should have gotten this one gorged already. Yeah. That's a mistake, certainly. Alright. Glimmer. Restore. Oh gosh, yeah, we're not going to get a kill yet. Okay, so we're going to take a lot more damage. Well, that's my bad. I should have just glimmered on the top floor. My brain is not working today, clearly. There is some level of my brain I cannot access. Maybe it is just not a strategy game day. Maybe it is a, like, transition to Outer Worlds relatively soon day. I do not mean to bait and switch, but... Oh, God. Just gosh. What you got for me? Extra health. Thank you. Alright. Well. We're technically alive. We're very technically alive. That sharpen already solves the problem I was talking about prior. Take it. Mine collapse. At least does 3 damage by base. Sure. A little bit of an ability to target a backliner. The only hit point that counts is the last one. Exactly. We learned that for certain earlier today. We know that to be the case. God, we just need another unit that we're actually using, right? There's multi-strike. Come on, Shattered Shell. I mean, makes sense. Animus of Will, and then we Strength Stone. Multi-strike here? So if we multi-strike you, you are not at all resilient to Thorns or Sweep, but by the time we're going to be fighting really like that many Thorns or Sweep, we'll be fine, just with the Sentient by itself usually. Hang on. Hang on. You could be a Sweep fight. If you're a Sweep fight, what am I doing? Losing? Is that my only option at that point? Do I really have to take the plus 25 here? It feels so bad to skip multi-strike. I think I actually reroll. I think I'm looking for plus 5, plus 10, or I'm looking for a large stone. Right. We'll take plus 25. The sweeping boss. So. The one that has 6 damage and it hits everyone. It raises its arms up like it's about to praise the sun, and then it has a really bad time. Oh, wait, sorry. I have a really bad time. He loses this. Does he play Isaac? Yeah, I'm going over to the ultra hard seed on Isaac. Almost enemy units gain 4 additional damage. That really ought not be relevant with the minion we just built. Lucky's Paradox, thank you very much for the gift of tier 1 sub to Mr. Tiggly, and Jeremy and Chat, and Welcome to the Republic, as well as Mr. Tiggly had previously said, "'Tis amazing. I discovered my favorite genre in game through this channel, as long as with many others. Monster Train was too much for me, though. I do enjoy watching it, however." I'm glad to hear that at the absolute least. Also, Doja9484. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Jory Modes and Chat. Welcome to the Republic. Oh my god, it's Doja! I think your mistake last fight was setting up bottom. Yes. Yeah, invariably. I thought I needed to set up bottom so that I would have the ability to capitalize on the damage that I had in that first turn. I just did not think about the fact that I really needed to get to my, like, deep in my second cycle before I was going to start stacking regen. And that was my mistake, I think. These give me a good reason to set up bottom, though. But is it a good enough reason? We easily kill both of them. I think it is. Okay. Hopefully we get one of these to deal damage. There we go. Make the morsel. Cop 4. Two train stewards. We can easily murder you, and then sinners. Hopefully we get the heals here, please. Thank you. Most of the deck at that point was healing. I felt pretty comfy. Whew. Hey, I'm really glad to hear that, Doja. Just getting the streaming setup completely ready. The chair was out of proportion. That was what was wrong there. Do I need a restoration detonation here, literally just as a big single target heal? I think I do. Can be a good nuke too. Second space prism? third Space Prism, so no. Jet stream when? Oh, later on. The jet stream will start later. Anytime I need to go for a quick break in order to get more water. Shadow Siege. That's unplayable. No Wildwood Sap, rough. Yeah, I have to look for Awake now. And Awake is going to be really, really annoying to look for, but I gotta look for it. I also probably need to just, like, be able to play every restore when I get it. Those are now way more important because of it as well. It's unfortunate. Spreading Spore with Holdover? Yeah, that's another one. I don't think I'm going to set up a second floor here. I honestly think we just need to capitalize on the thing we're doing on one floor. I need to get rid of these morsel cards. 4 HP? Yeah, exactly. It's 4 more than I need. This at least gives me a second... So, this is the Thorn Fruit I'm talking about at this point. This would at least give me a second avenue through which to scale damage, right? Through relics, that is, right? So, I obviously have regen, relics, Priori's Cloak. We regen and Priori's Cloak, basically. And then this also gives me the ability to capitalize on Piercing Thorns and the other one. We'll definitely be setting up on the top floor in the Daedalus fight. I honestly don't think we yet even have difficulty with the Daedalus fight. Is that dumb? Do we have difficulty with that already? I think I take the Thorn Fruit regardless then. I'm very happy right now. Oh my god, I just learned my project at work is going pencils down, which gives me more time to work on the things I really wanted to improve on the project. I'm really glad to hear that, Mike. I hope you enjoy the time you now have to dedicate to the things you're interested in doing. Oh, do we want to go down to 14 by health without the ability to heal? I'm a workaholic, I think. I may have gotten the impression from some of the stuff you've said. Balancing those tendencies is pretty important, but not everyone's gonna have them well balanced at all times, and you can still celebrate the things that happen when they aren't well balanced. Yeah, it's got to be the large stone. It's just I'm thinking about the medium shard as well. Is there any way that I have any reason to take that? The ability to defend myself against small hits. How many small hits are we really gonna have past this point? Sycophant floors? Not that many. Animus of Will just became real healthy, gives them the ability to hit spikes, but also now I have the... we're not even going to find a Razor Sharp Shell. Razor Sharp Shell? Razor Sharp... Shell? Razor Sharp Thorn? -2 health plus 10 damage. Razor Sharp Edge, there we go, yeah. We're not even going to be able to find one now. We're past Ring 4 at this point. Rare reward after this. We could have healed up a bunch in this fight, just letting Clergyman go up. Ooh, lifesteal. That's another one for us. Yeah, we do intentionally want to take them out on other floors. Razor Sharp Edge, yeah, sorry, you're right. Adaptive Mutation would be a really, really good pick for the Animus of Will right now. We'd love to see it. I dedicate as much damage towards you as I possibly can, Daedalus. Because we will actually need to try and scale you down a little bit before you come up. Otherwise, we actually will start having even more difficulty. Alright. This one's already completely fine. Love the ones that are completely solved already. Looks like we get one more wave of actually trying to fight Daedalus here. And that's... Just another 20 damage rather than Shade Splitter, probably significantly more impactful there. Alright, so with just the restores, we've managed to bank 1 regen. Yeah. Alright, give me Spreading Spores. I officially am directly asking you, game. I would like the Spreading Spores. Spread the spores for me. God. See, we're just gonna get there. This is so uncomfy. Ramble Lash for 43 damage. Spraying Spores would also increase the efficacy of the Ramble Lash there. Is it ever Channel Song and then we cut all the train seals from the deck and then we play Channel Song in order to draw the Animus of Will back instead of playing the Animus of Will on turn 1? Because they need to get more powerful and nothing else is doing it. I'm really, really pleased to hear that, everyone. I am very, very proud of that community. So what? That's an extra 60 damage we get out there on that Animus of Will, and what's it cost us? It costs us the opportunity draw in the first turn. We have 26 cards in the deck and we didn't take draw. Are we going to take draw past this point? Probably. I'll probably take draw, and we're looking for cost reductions on the restores. And obviously removals of the train seals. So down to 22. Down to 22 with a guaranteed card in the open. So, well, like, I can typically expect to get this on my 3rd turn. And if I'm setting up on the top floor, it's going to be dazed. So it will be the ability to attack on my 4th turn. You might want to dupe the Animus so you have 1 no matter what. That is a good idea. And we would want to go Hellvent here as well as the Unstable Vortex, because we're removing 2 of them. I like it. I like it. Okay, yeah, we'd do that. Thornfruit is semi-draw. Yeah, it is in the first cycle, and that's exactly the one that I have to worry about near Directum. So, yeah, that's a good point well made. It's a very good point well made. Alright. Now, was this one Scourgefell? This one was Scourgefell. If I take extra draw, that is a little bit negative. Let's see. How many floors do I have until there? I have 1. I'm going to go to the Merchant. Am I going to go to the Merchant Magic here? Hang on. I'm up here. I'll bet that. And then Merchant of Magic, Herzals Horde. Okay, yeah, I will be going to the Merchant of Magic here. Will I? There's Merchant Trinkets on the other side. We need to go to at least one of the Merchants of Magic so that we have the ability to try and make some things 0 cost, so it's easier for us to play out those Scourges as we get them in hand. We have a lot of things we want to remove from this deck. I may want to just, like, dictate where I go based on the Unstable Vortexes. Cool, cool. Will do, Blank. Will do. Enjoy your burger with custom ketchup. Right, let's cut the 2 train stewards. I mean, we can't even play the 2 Animus' Will until we have a Space Prism out, right? So we're already incentivized to leave 1 cycling in the deck. Okay, that Channel Song feels really good now, actually. It went from feeling to feeling great. Start a battle, enemy units appear on each floor. This is a completely fine one. Well, actually, with the haste, it's a little less fine. Am I setting up on the top floor? I should be setting up on the top floor. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Even if we're not fine, I want money. Well, crumbs. So the next question is, do I need more than do I need more than an Animus of Will? Sorry, do I need 1 Channel Song in order to win? Because I might not even hit it, right? I've got 2 Train Stewards still left in this deck, so I think I play without it here. on, Glimmer. Oh, yeah. Get got. Oh, I'd love to see it. All right. Train steward in the midline. Heck, let's get the other train steward in the midline. Yeah, we lose the regen at the end of the turn anyway, so might as well save ourselves 2 draws for the next cycle. Okay, yeah, these are the unfortunate hands where it's like, yeah, I really want to sharpen out there, but I have to restore. Okay, yeah, I can still kill the... Okay. So that's that, killing that, and then Mind Collapse to kill you. We can double Shades. Actually, do I really want anything other than... it's fine, I can kill something on the bottom floor if I don't want the second one. And I probably actually do want more energy next turn, so lose the damage shields. Why not put that steward in a space where it can fight? Which one? These ones? Because I don't think I have space for it. Oh, right, as in on the bottom floor? Because I figured they were just going to die in that scenario, and I was just going to try and get them away. Yeah, I could have easily put them on the bottom floor instead. I honestly was just thinking of them as trash that I needed to cast aside. Second Thorn Fruit just didn't decide to go off there. That's okay. We have 5 regen stacks. Still not comfy with that. Yeah, they would have at least done some damage to the boss. That's a good point. Love it where I don't actually have the boss immediately destroy me. It's a good time, then. Alright. There's the Awake. I asked for it, but can I take it? I need to. We're also going for none of those. This is not a morsel deck. This is not really an Umbra deck. Alright. Trinkets are very good for us right now. Health is fine. Events can be pretty good. This is also an artifact over here. So we see 3 artifacts here. We probably end up re-rolling, seeing 3 more artifacts over here. We see 2 artifacts here. We definitely end up taking one. We have a merchant as well as the ability to get more money. We still have the Awake that we really want to decrease the cost of. Heck, if we decrease the cost of the Awake here, we would even be able to possibly dupe it in the next area with the Unstable Vortex we already want to go to so that we can cut 2 more. Holdover on Glimmer or Restoration Detonate. Well, holdover on Awake, obviously, as well. A lot of those have a place in this deck already. Yep. Really wish I could go there. I think specifically the ability for me to dupe the Awake that I'm hoping to upgrade here, I think is the reason that I have to go over to this side. Holdover. So holdover -1 cost on Awake. Holdover -1 cost on Awake means that I would only be able to, well, I mean, I can't dupe it, right? Because then I wouldn't be able to play it 2 times. This saves us a total of 1 energy on turn 1. I think you need a look at the relic first. Yeah, no, I look at the shop, I take no purchases, then I look at the relics, then I try and go back to the shop. Get as much information as possible first. I fail to do that sometimes, but that's the general plan I have every time I come to these scenarios. Prairies is just not that much damage is the thing, and especially with Explosive, like... Well, I mean, with Explosive, sometimes this means kill the front 2 targets with a single heal. Right? Sometimes that's all it means. Sometimes it just means deal 1 damage to the second liner, and sometimes they have 1 health. Sometimes. The thing here is, like, I really want the holdover awake. I think I do it. But I can't dupe it. So what am I duping instead, then? Let's just do this. Holdover on Mind Collapse isn't awful either. I could give it a holdover on +10, and then I would have, well, every single turn, effectively, there's usually at least a single target with 13 or less health. I would have 2 extra energy at the end of the turn. But holdover, restore, cost reduce awake twice, dupe awake. I do intend to cut more cards from my deck, so that would give me the ability to probably end up playing at least 1 awake per turn. Holdover Mind Collapse is actually the thing that I'm thinking about pretty heavily, though, right now. Right? So it solves our energy problems without the Ember Stone. Anything that's 2 energy is playable most of the time at the end of the turn. Costs us a draw every turn, though. It does give us the ability to set up on a top line and still take out Purifiers on a bottom line. I want to be able to set up on the top line. I'm also going to cost reduce the Awake. We'll reroll. It's possible we still get Holdover. And if we do get Holdover, we're still going to go dupe Holdover Awake. Because then it's Awake, spend the rest of my energy, kill the target with Mind Collapse, Awake again. Double stack. This. Now we still dupe it, right? We have a 3 cost in the deck, but we play it, then we Mind Collapse, then we play the rest of the deck. We need this. It's not possible. No, you already got Holdover in the shop. Okay, so there's an exclusionary element to it. Interestingly, despite my experience with the game, never realized that. Like, huh. Yeah, can't reroll into the same thing. It makes sense. I just never thought about it. Okay, and then as for other things, I need things that I desperately need to play every time I draw them to cost less. So just restore. Not purging cards yet. Yeah, I don't need to purge for this fight. And we've got the double purge on the other side. Okay, we'll be okay. We purge or restore. Is Surge or restore here with the +20? Not really. It's mainly there for the... Like, we have a couple other sources of giant heal, and in fact, we're going to get a second one of these. They're good enough in this deck, right? 0% of unit center with spikes 4. Random artifact is an additional reward. I think I can do this. I think the amount of health that we have on the Animuses of Will, as well as the fact that we have Glimmers in the deck, makes this actually really easy to do. Okay. We're still set up on the top floor. Because if we draw Channel Song and then Space Prism afterwards, we have a bad time. So this is the guarantee. What is the difference between these floors for us? Well, actually, we guarantee the Collector if we set up on the second floor, right? We can sting the top floor if we need to, and we'll be able to kill on the bottom line. Okay. I like that. Oh, and we're also probably still not... Yeah, we're probably still not at the point that we actually Channel Song cycle. Don't know how I forgot that was probably where we were. Hey. You'll love to see it. An Anvil would be so good right now. There are so many relics that really take us off into the stratosphere. Gimme. Just give me one of them, please. So Channel Song, get a Train Seared. We'll set it up on the top lines. They can start catching units for us. Then Mind Claps kill one of you and get 2 Shade Splits for it. Hey, Galaxy Wolf. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Should have taken the space on the top floor in case I ever have 3 morsels. Not likely, but just in case. Yeah, I'm just gonna not take the damage there if I can. Love having the extra glimmers to throw out as well. Okay, yeah, we're pretty comfy now. I'm gonna leave the Mind Collapse, not cycling back into the deck now. Yeah, actually, ideally, we don't want that Sycophant to die, right? No, but it's 2 extra damage every wave anyway, right? So it's immaterial if it dies or not. Take energy here and sack you. Should have been a restore on the one that was missing. Okay. I kind of do expect by this point to need to cast a couple spells against the boss. What die? It's 2 damage AoE. It's a different thing. Yes. This makes sense to me and I know it. I definitely didn't forget. It's alright, I got the kill though. I have had a look at that Galaxy Wolf. I did not enjoy it. There was like one day where like 10 people asked me about that game, and then no one ever asked me about it ever again. So I think someone popular probably covered the game. Or maybe there's like a AstroTurfing ad campaign going on or something. I don't know. I mean, we have some consume cards in the deck. Is there any reason I would extra take the money here? Okay, probably not. Edge Prior. We often have 1 extra capacity on our floor. Edge Prior makes every single restore 0 cost, restoration 0 cost, glimmers 0 cost, awakes both 2 cost. It ruins your Channel Song. Or does it ruin my Channel Song, or does it say 2/3 of my time I have a worse time with Channel Song, but 100% of the time I have a better time with everything else? It's okay. I think Edge Prior here is what gives me the ability to take an extra draw crystal after the next. I think that's like possibly the most succinct way that I can express why I think it's so important here. Even if it does come with a cost, certainly. Isn't Mind Collapse already doing that? Mind Collapse does that after a certain point, but also Mind Collapse won't do that at all times. If I have an excess of energy, oh my god. Awoken Rail Spike and I'll be able to go off. It's, I want to see how this works out. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be understating the negatives of this, but I'm hopeful. Bye-bye, Stewie. It's like you're not fun to improv with. Like, Peak and I, like, both listen to a large amount of things that are based on improv or directly have seen enough improv acts that most of our joking around with each other is doing improv of bad improv. Which unfortunately, unless you explain the context, just looks like bad improv. Alright. We want to set up on the bottom floor still. Do we? I'll do second. Don't want to do third. Haven't got the ability to kill the backliner yet. Yeah, I'm still going to set up on the bottom. I mean, we do nothing by setting up on the bottom right now yet, though. Yeah, we don't have the... Oh, right. Sorry, you were answering someone else's question. Unfortunately, the Scourges don't count for Trader's Core, though. That would be nice. That's the trouble with the meta and irony past a certain point. Things I started saying ironically, I still say it looks genuine by now. Yeah, exactly. It's it is the trap. It might be second floor. That'll take us so long to set up the second Animus of Will, though. And there's floors with 2 Absolvers, aren't there, as well? We have to set up on bottom. I don't like it. Okay, we're fine now. Okay, we've got all of those down. Now I get to sharpen. Kill you. Purge, and then probably Shade Split for nothing? Do I really want to Shade Split for any reason right now? Yeah, I have no reason to do it. No reason not to, but no reason to do it either. There's our double extra capacity. Run the restoration detonation through them as well. We have to now ultimate penance, do that on the top floor. Oh wait, yeah, okay. Whew. I messed up the combination and almost missed out on the ability to play those with and get the mind claps for the extra energy. Almost. Alright, consume already gets back the goods one. Welcome back, Animus of Will, doing almost 100 damage by yourself. Alright. Okay, I feel pretty comfy now. Yeah, especially if we start being able to play double awakes here. Oh god, we're not going to be able to play double awake right now, though. We're going to get the one out, but that's okay. I think we have enough damage on our Animuses of Will that only getting the one out there isn't the worst thing that could happen to us. Big oof, don't know if you can add downfall cards via console commands. You surely have to be able to, right? It might be like downfall mod, then colon, and then something. I'll ask Michael about that. Michael's been generous enough to also offer some help in order to get that started and running. I don't need that in the next cycle either. Mind Collapse is done, right? Yeah, Mind Collapse is done. Come down, boss. Yeah, this was a little closer than I thought it was going to be, certainly, but still comfortably a win. Edge Prior should have been second as well, so just going to keep that in mind for future orders of these. Okay, so we went from not safe at all to quite safe. Really? I'll tell you what. Spreading Spores becomes a lot easier to play with the Mind Clap still. You can still take the spores, can't you? Well, it comes down to when are we getting our next Merchant of Magic? Wow, we actually get it right here with the Forgotten Boons. And we get a Merchant of Magic next to a Hell... Okay, yeah. We're going for the Merchant of Magic in the next two areas anyway. Furnace Tap, is there any consideration for you? The consideration for you would be going double stack, trying to throw you onto an Animus of Will, trying to get a decent amount of rage there. The rage is going to be removed anyway. Extra multi-strike, it's not necessarily going to be that impactful because we haven't had the ability to upgrade the damage of the Animus of Will. Yeah, it's Spreading Spores. Can you take down double Gilded Wings? Yes, but only if the hand has a couple restores. There's Holdover. Holdover cost reduction on Spreading Spores I'm going to go for. Eventually, we're just going to be playing a bunch of Spreading Spores every turn, and that's going to be enough, hopefully. Let's get a Glimmer upgrade with a little bit more AoE as well. Roll and see what we have access to here. Permafrost, is there something we want to hold for a very specific point of time? Yes, Channel Song. Sometimes we don't want Channel Song because we haven't got the Space Prisms out. Alright. Don't think I need to remove any of the rest of those. We might be at the point that I actually spend money just removing those 3 Shade Splitters. They are causing issues in the deck. One energy saved on a certain turn. I think that's actually enough. Yeah. I'm wondering if spores can actually hurt you in taking them down. By the time spores are going to be a problem for me, I will have, hopefully, already won the fight. The idea is that if the spores end up choking my draw, by that point, I should already be powerful enough, and it should be late enough in the game as well, that I'm really, really comfortable. Almost enemies gain 8 additional damage. They're not taking down the frontliner. We have 100 health on it, so it's literally just, can we kill them? And I believe we can. Holdover is also a -1 draw, but you did just get the +1. Yeah. Sorry, I'm assuming the thing that you're talking about is by the time they draw choke me, right? By the time I am, like, drawing a hand full of Spreading Spores. And my point is to that end. But if you're talking just specifically about having them at all, slowing down the cycle, yeah, that's definitely a part of a concern. Okay. We can set up on the second floor. But do we want to? We forego 2 triggers of Wake by doing that right now. Yeah, I think we still do. Well, we never were going to get that anyway, right? So, it's fine. Maybe let's even get a Sharpen out there. Make the Bramble Lash better later. Because Restore does nothing right now. So that Glimmer is essential here. We're finding it really hard to play these Awakes early on. It'll be easier later, obviously with the Edge Prior. There we go. So now we get... Right, it's Edge Prior, yeah. Edge Prior here, Space Prism pulls out the Channel Song, pulls out the Animus of Will. With the Permafrost on the Channel Song as well, we have the ability to hold until we have the Edge Prior. So we've solved the problem of, like, whether or not that would be a negative in the deck, right? Cool. I'm pretty sure we're now extremely comfy in this fight from here on out. Like, just a rough little start of the setup, but We also understand our setup a lot better now, I feel. Look at the cloak doing work with those 5s. Yeah, exactly. I had a run relatively recently off camera where I had the cloak, and I didn't want the cloak, but I had the cloak. So it was just, you know, like it, lump it kind of situation, and it really, really overperformed. Enough to make me consider, am I missing something? Should I have another look at that cloak though? That'll do it. And now Bramble-Lash isn't a dead card in the second cycle as well. Still waiting for the Hexaghost Infinite, my dude. I am too. I am too. It doesn't have any, like, as easily abused cards as the others. Or at least it's the infinite setups that, ooh, that Engraft actually isn't bad. Like, lowering the cost of that might still be super worth it for us. That Ember Cash is probably still super worth it for us as well. Ember Cash is also 120 damage to the front line, right? Because it's a bunch of consume cards I get to play. Double stack, no. Cost reduction, Engrafts. Oh, right. Cost reduction. The Edge Prior would have made Engraft cost less already. Oops. Enemies get -1. That affects Seraph. That might give us like an extra turn or two of attacks against Seraph, and that matters. Especially with the amount of HP that we have. Friendly units gain +1 damage per stack of spikes. So what, by the end of that I had like 32? Was it 30? Was it 32 or 16? It was 16. It was 16 spikes. So what, I would have been 16 extra damage. Don't really think that helps as much at all. I also don't want that Sharpen in the deck anymore. Peace. Okay. What would I want here? Maybe a Bramble... No, it's not a Bramble-Lash upgrade. Maybe it's just another Awake. It's an extra positive energy every turn. I think you played Bramble-Lash once this run. I used it twice. Yeah, I think it has to be the Engraft. If it's the Engraft, we're actually way more comfortable taking the Awake upgrade as well. I think Restore is a better holdover. Whoops. Then in that case, I misclicked. That Restoration Detonation's looking pretty underwhelming as well with the amount of wakes that we're about to have in the deck. Then I might as well cost... I mean, reduce the Bramble-Lash and give it some extra damage, maybe? A Glimmer. What, Purifiers? Whatever. Alright, Seraph. Friendly unit sent with SAP 3. We're gonna have to try and set up a second floor on the top floor that we'll defend using our Thorn Fruits with Morsels. Morsels. No Morsels. We have no Morsels in this deck at all anymore, right? Okay, we remove Morsels from this deck. So we're not gonna set up a second floor, which means we are gonna take a lot of sap here. However, I still don't think it'll matter. And we're gonna have to do it on the top floor. Comfy. What about setting the weak animus up on top? Split the stacks. I honestly think we're going to be fine. Is that... No, they'll do no damage. They'll lose a stack of it every round. Effectively at this point, what I am trying to do is have the sentient deal all of our... Well, it's the sentient in our spells, right? Deal all of our damage right up until the boss decides to fight us. And then when the boss fights us, live enough rounds that the animuses will get their damage back. Now, this might be the wrong choice. In fact, it certainly feels like it right now. But I'm not going to redo it. Okay, that Animus of Will is going back into the cycle. So you manage to get the Awake out here as well. And then, yeah, we do have targets on the bottom floor, so we can... 3 damage? Hell yeah. Think it's a viable strategy? Okay. Appreciate you saying so. Let's continue to sort the rest of those relatively easily. Okay. Then, yep, still have... Okay, I've just got a reliable flood of bottom line units I can use this with. We'll hold the Channel Song. This is the first time Channel Song hasn't been an insta-play as well. So I feel really, like, even without the permafrost, I still feel pretty comfortable about it, but also that is, you know, drawing from a sample size of 1 run, right? Interestingly here, our spreading spores are going to be so slow because we got it at the very bottom of the first cycle, so we are another whole deck cycle away from actually getting a second one holdover, or rather a third and a fourth. If we had this at the top of the draw, we would already have like 5 of them in the deck. So, spreading spores is going to be a significantly smaller portion of what we're doing here. Deeply unfortunately. Yeah, I want to do all the extra damage to you. We've got more glimmers in the deck as well. Didn't manage to draw any of them, but I'm certain they're in there somewhere. Perfect. Okay, yeah, the amount of Merchants of Magic that we visited was integral to this run. Whether or not this run is going to succeed, sure, still to be found, but how it's currently functioning needed those super badly. It's been a very long time since I've had like a Merchant of Magic heavy run. Pretty happy to have one. There's double gilded wings. Yep, pretty sure I'm going to be fine by that point. Call it a hunch. I'll kill that backline though, just in case. Okay, so yeah, spreading spores are never really going to be stacking that high for us, which is fine. Play all the rest of those. Mind collapse that out, and then one more awake. Yep. So effectively, the decisions we made here, right? The decisions we made here carried forwards to these 2 acts, these 2 rings, and that was where our run was built. We then had the ability to capitalize upon it later, but that is probably the latest I've like built the run, because up until that point we were struggling. At least the latest I've done in a while. Studied units very early, really enabling those magic bitches. Yeah. That is a good point, well made, right? Because I duped, especially, a upgraded unit, so I already had 2 fully upgraded units in the deck, and I'd already invested, except for the Hell Vent, all the resources I need into those. think your brain is warmed up enough for an SDS run? Look, usually the plan is you're supposed to very quickly swap between games so that people don't realize that you've swapped between games. A little bit of a trick there. But I am going to say that we're moving to Outer Worlds. A large amount of the reason that I have this weekly stream slot is so that I can play the kinds of games like Outer Worlds. And obviously there's some Slay the Spire and Monster Train at the start. A little bit of bait on the hook. I mentioned for the first 2 streams it was very much a bait and switch tactic. But it's Outer Worlds, you know? I need to play the Outer Worlds. It is extremely important to me as a very, very enjoyable game and very enjoyable time. It's also a very relaxed kind of chat experience because it gets to be very, very interactive as well. And effectively becomes a conversation for a large part of it.